Good morning, I'm Mark Wright. Right now at 6, breaking news from the Vatican. The Pope Benedict XVI, announces he is resigning. A historic announcement. We're going to look live this morning at what this means for the world's 1 billion Catholics as well as other faiths.
Looking live right now above North Seattle this morning, where police are searching for a man who tried to take a woman in his van. She was able to fight him off. We're going to tell you who police are looking for ahead. Good morning, everybody. I'm Joyce Taylor. Also coming up, could Boeing put the Dreamliner back to the test again? When and where you could see the 787 overhead today, Monday, February 12th.
Number 1 in the mornings, King 5 News starts now.
I'm meteorologist Rich Merritt. Around western Washington this morning, cloudy skies, a few scattered light showers or spotty drizzle kind of wetting things down. You can see on the Doppler radar, not really amounting to a whole lot, but you can see a few areas of showers, especially Seattle northward showing up there. But you might see a little bit of that getting underneath the radar and just a little bit of drizzle down in the South Sound as well. Checking temperatures, mostly upper 30s and low 40s. And through the day today will stay mostly cloudy, that slight chance of a shower or some drizzle. Highs mostly in the mid to upper 40s. A little wetter as we head towards midweek. We'll have that forecast coming up. Right now, though, let's check in with Tracy Taylor, see what's coming up as you hit the roads.
Well, I'm also hearing reports of a couple of issues this morning for northbound 5 drivers out of Federal Way. So let's get right out to dot cams. We'll talk about the drive really slow on northbound 5 as we work our way up towards State Route 516. That heavier traffic just continues to just be a little brutal for you. This early in the morning, I don't normally see a backup like this. However, I am hearing of a crash reported northbound 5 near State Route 516. That's off to the side. That could be a distraction. Coming off the trestle this morning is a little slower, and, well, 405 is starting to ramp up just after 522. We'll take you down to Federal Way coming up in less than 10 minutes. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Tracy.
Vires meas, in gravescente etate.
It hasn't happened in 600 years, but this morning the Pope Benedict XVI, announced he will resign at the end of the month. This is the global story this morning we're tracking from the Vatican. The 85-year-old pontiff made this surprise announcement during a meeting of Vatican cardinals this morning.
King 5's Roberta Romero is following this. She's live at St. James Catholic Church in Seattle with the latest on all of this. Bert, good morning.
Good morning. This is stunning news for the Catholic community. I've been watching Facebook and Twitter. The internet's exploded with this news. I'm here at St. James Cathedral in Seattle, where Mass is set to begin in less than 2 hours. A sure topic of conversation will be why the Pope resigned and what next for the Catholics around the world, more than 1 billion of them. Now, I want you to take a look at some live pictures. This is the Pope's right after he made the announcement in Italy. That's live pictures of the Vatican. He made the announcement a few hours ago. People still finding out this morning. But he did make the announcement earlier today. If you can take a look at that video, you can see that he looks and sounds very frail. The 85-year-old Pope formally announced his resignation in Latin during a routine gathering of cardinals. Pope Benedict XVI says he no longer has the strength to carry out his duties and so will leave his post on February 28th. The Pope served less than 8 years. His tenure has been at times controversial since it included the allegations of priest sexual abuse and his handling of that situation. He is considered profoundly conservative and led the church with those strict doctrines. This announcement has sent the Catholic world into frenzied speculation as to who will replace Pope Benedict XVI. Now, here's how it will work. So far, this is what we know. Pope Benedict XVI will continue his duties until his actual resignation date on February 28th. A conclave of cardinals will then convene and will select a successor. That person could be chosen as early as March 31st. Now, I've been reading some of the Twitter followers here, and what I'm getting from people in the sense is that people are, again, stunned. A lot of people very saddened to see that he's resigned. Some people even commenting, I didn't even know a pope could quit the position. So a lot of speculation out there as we continue to follow this story. I have tried to make contact with the Archdiocese. They have not arrived at their offices yet, but as soon as I can get reaction from that group, I will let you know. They too are also learning this information. And again, Mass starts here in about 2 hours. I'll be talking to people then as well. I'm Roberta Romero reporting live in Seattle.
Roberta, thank you very much. We'll go back to you throughout the morning. And stay with King 5 News throughout the day for the latest on this historic resignation from the Pope. You can find the latest on our website as well, king5.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at King5AM News. It's 6:05 right now. We also have breaking news from Marysville this morning. Police have arrested a suspect in a murder case. Police have arrested and booked a 28-year-old Marysville woman into the Snohomish County Jail for murder, robbery, and theft of a motor vehicle. This is video from the scene last month, January 25th. The woman is a suspect in the stabbing death of 82-year-old Arthur Schroeder. They say his home had been ransacked, his pickup truck stolen. It was later found burned out.
New this morning, a shooting investigation underway in Tukwila. It happened about 1:30 in the morning at an apartment complex on 39th Place South in Tukwila. One person rushed to Harborview Medical Center. No report yet on that victim's condition, and so far no arrests in the case. At 6:05, let's take a live look for you from Sky King this morning above 8500 block, the 8500 block of Fremont Avenue North, where police say a man tried to pull a woman into his van last night. She was able to fight him off and get away. Police did get a vague description of the suspect, only that he's Hispanic and was wearing a black mask, but they are looking for a specific vehicle with, it is a white van with the letters XYF spray painted on the side.
Elsewhere in news this morning, there is a $1 million reward out this morning for information about ex-LAPD officer Christopher Dorner, wanted for killing 3 people in California. Today, we know more details about one of the victims, 34-year-old Michael Crane. Crane was an 11-year veteran of the force and leaves behind a wife and 2 young children. Crane and his 27-year-old trainee partner were sitting at a traffic light when they were ambushed on Thursday. Police have not yet identified Crane's partner. He was shot 11 times and remains in the hospital with very serious injuries. It's 6:06 right now. Dorner was fired in 2008 for making false statements. The LA police chief now says he will reopen that case. Officials hope the $1 million reward will help them capture Dorner.
We will not tolerate this reign of terror that has robbed us of the peace of mind that residents of Southern California deserve.
Authorities say Dorner has vowed revenge against several former LAPD colleagues whom he blames for ending his career. And more than 50 officers and their families now have security and surveillance details. No one feeling safe with this dangerous cop killer on the run.
7 minutes now after 6 o'clock. A Boeing Dreamliner may be taking a test flight today. A tweet from Painfield's Matt Cobby reads, a 787 will fly a functional check flight from KBFI on Monday. The Dreamliners have been grounded, as you know, around the world since last month after problems with the plane's lithium-ion batteries. United Natural Foods warehouse workers and drivers are heading back to work today at the company's Auburn Distribution Center. Members of the Teamsters Local 117 voted to ratify a new 5-year contract last week, ending that 9-week-long strike. A spokesman for the Teamsters says the majority of workers will return today, but the agreement does call for all of them to be back to work on Wednesday.
Dude, that's insane.
Parts of Mississippi are a mess this morning. And take a look. A man caught video of the twister touching down in Hattiesburg, Mississippi late yesterday. He was working when he heard something that sounded like a freight train. The twister mangled homes, toppled trees, even damaged the University of Southern Mississippi. More than a dozen people have been injured, but the good news, so far, no deaths reported. This morning, emergency management officials will get a closer look at the damage that stretched across several counties.
That was a huge tornado.
Yeah.
Wasn't that something?
And really for this time of the year, it's so early in the season for that matter, for that to occur.
Wow.
So
for us, Rich, another, boring day?
yeah, it's going to be a boring day. I've got a few almost countable drops coming down out here in the roof garden right now, as we have a few scattered light showers or drizzle around the area. Mostly we're just going to be dealing with cloudy skies today, not too tough. Let's take a look outside right now. You can see in the Doppler radar, not a whole lot of showers showing up, some out there along the coast, and a few over the interior, a few right here over my head at the moment, as a matter of fact. And you can see those just kind of moving through there. And we'll continue to see that chance of an off and on shower, some spotty drizzle pretty much through the day today, though a lot of places probably will get through the day dry. Avani High School down there in Olympia right now, cloudy skies and 41 degrees, and most spots starting off the day in the upper 30s and low 40s here on the west side of the Cascades, 20s over on the east side. Futurecast computer model does show those showers around at noontime out along the coast and then also over the interior, though mostly up to the north of Seattle. Might be a little bit of convergence going on there. You can see those continue on through 5 o'clock this afternoon. Overnight tonight, we start to see a little bit more organized system move in. That's going to give us a better shot at seeing showers around during the day tomorrow, though see a little bit of rain shadowing there over the central sound, but you'll still see a few showers in there anyway on through the day on Tuesday. And it looks like an even better chance of some showers as we head towards midweek, but hope that things will dry out a bit towards the end of the week. Checking the forecast for today over the interior western Washington, basically looking at cloudy skies, some occasional showers or spotty drizzle out there. You might see a stray sunbreak this afternoon, but there won't be very many of them. High temperatures today running mostly in the mid to upper 40s. Out on the coast, look for a little bit better chance of showers out there and mostly cloudy skies, upper 40s and low 50s. East of the Cascades, they'll start with some clouds and fog this morning, then clear out to some sunshine most spots this afternoon. Low 30s in the north to the mid 40s in the south. Tomorrow, look for more showers around, a little breezy tomorrow afternoon. Then look for showers and another mostly cloudy day on Wednesday, mid to upper 40s. Thursday, decreasing showers with some clearing. And then Friday, some morning clouds and fog, then partly sunny. Won't last long, though. The clouds will move in later on Friday. Steady rain turns to showers Saturday. Showers and sunbreaks on Sunday. And highs a little warmer later in the week, mostly in the upper 40s and low 50s. Check out the mountain pass conditions in just a few minutes. Right now, let's check out those freeway conditions down here in the lowlands. Tracy Taylor watching them all.
I know it's a kind of a legitimate question, but we're not expecting any freak snowstorms. You don't see anything like that, like what happened for everybody up in the Northeast?
No freak or regular snowstorms headed our way right now. We're pretty much past the time when we'd see something really major. Again, not to say we won't see snow levels down around 1,000 feet briefly with some wet snow mixed in a few places, but that's still possible all the way into March, really. But in terms of anything, it would be kind of seize up Puget Sound. Nothing in sight, and probably past the time it can happen.
Okay, fantastic. All right, Rich, our drive this morning a little challenging for some of you out of Federal Way. Let's get out of Tacoma, and I'll kind of work our way into what are some sizable lineups. Now, maps will take you through Tacoma, and our drive right now is starting to get a little bit busier around Highway 16 and working our way towards the Dome. It's the Valley Freeway that's starting to struggle just a little bit after 410. Heavier traffic as we work our way in towards Ellingson this morning, and a live look at the dot cams here at L Street. Kind of show you what we're dealing with the traffic volumes getting heavier in the northbound direction. Now, as we kind of zoom in a little bit closer to the drive on northbound I-5 here near Federal Way, right around 308th. Okay, so we're going to start there this morning. We're going to show you that backup starting to form, especially after 320th, and it continues if you are working your way towards about 288th. A slower drive continues all the way up towards State Route 516. There was reports of a crash that had happened on northbound 5 near State Route 516. I've scoured the DOT cams. I'm not finding it this morning, so if it was there, it's cleared and it's no longer a problem. It's just left a nice sizable lineup behind that. So if you want to get around some of these big backups, Military Road, West Valley Highway, or Pacific Highway South all look good. Even the Valley Freeway is not too bad this morning out of Kent. Kind of the bigger picture, that's what we're dealing with there. Also, looking at the drive on southbound 5, Ashway Park and Ride. Got a stall here off to the side, a little bit of a distraction. Traffic is starting to get a little bit heavier heading in southbound I-5. We're at, Sky King is over I-5 right now in Alderwood, and showing you the drive getting a little bit heavier as well. So keep that in mind if you're traveling southbound 5. Let's get back to drive times and jam factors, picking up at 32 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Excuse me, we're at 32 minutes from Everett to Bellevue and a 17-minute drive from Auburn to Renton. Traffic buddies today after 6:30 is from Orchard Heights Elementary in Port Orchard. Mark, back to you.
All right, Trace, thanks very much. 6:13 the time right now. President Obama is gearing up for his State of the Union speech, and we're already getting a preview of what he is expected to talk about.
And also coming up, the Northwest struggling, the Northeast, not the Northwest. The Northeast struggling to get out from under that major storm from over the weekend. We're going to have the latest from Massachusetts 2 minutes from now.
I'm gonna rock some tags. I'm so happy that I got adopted.
And from thrift shop to the pet shop, see who's covering a Seattle artist song in order to promote pet adoption.
I love that. You know what else I love? Online dating. At any given time, 30 million of you guys are on dating sites. Well, this morning, we are hooking you up. We've got an expert here, and we're working on profiles to make them eye-catching, yet keep them honest, and snag you some amazing people. You're not going to want to miss this. This is good stuff, people. Stick around. All right.
And you're up. King 5 Morning News, #1 in Western Washington.
Good morning. 6:16 is the time right now. This morning, the Northeast is digging out from that huge blizzard over the weekend. The storm dumping as much as 3 feet of snow in parts of Connecticut. The president has declared a state of emergency there, and Connecticut's governor is reporting 5 weather-related deaths. 1,200 people are without power this morning. Just over 126,000 customers were without power in Massachusetts right now, and at least 3 weather-related deaths reported there. About a foot of snow fell on New York City, which was, quote, in great shape, according to Mayor Michael Bloomberg. So is the worst of the weather over?
The Weather Channel's Mike Seidel's on Plum Island, Massachusetts. That's along the coast with a look at what's happening in that region right now. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Mark and Joyce. We're out here on Plum Island. We're about 35 miles up the coast from Boston. This is the North Shore. And in addition to the 2 feet of snow that the entire area picked up, or even more down in Connecticut and Long Island and New York, this area also had to deal with a coastal issue. Huge waves battered this coast back on Friday night and Saturday, 20 to 25 footers. We lost a lot of sand here back on December 28th. We lost even more on Friday and Saturday from the storm, the blizzard. This is one cut here. Now, this is about an 8-foot cut in the beach. Down the beach a little bit, not very far, we've got sand that has been taken away. We've got a big 20-foot drop-off. It's like a cliff, and we've got homes teetering on the edge. Now, after the December 28th storm, they brought in these big sand berms to kind of shore up the beachfront property, but they really were no match for the storm. More sand was taken out. Now we've got homes over there. Yesterday, they were taking decks off homes so the decks wouldn't pull the homes down the cliffs. There are a lot of homeowners that are back out, will be back out here today, shoring up their foundations and hoping that some of the sand from the Atlantic comes back in via the natural process. But look at the Atlantic this morning. Very, very calm, just 1 to 2 foot waves. No big deal compared to what we had back on Friday and Saturday. The weather today, well, it's cloudy. It's around 30. We'll have maybe a little bit of snow, but primarily some rain through midday and this afternoon. Temperatures all week will be up above 40, so there's going to be a slow melting process as most of the area tries to get back to normal. There's still over 100,000 customers here in the state of Massachusetts this morning without power. Mark and Joyce, back to you.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. So, the huge warning that everyone got and the fact that it happened on the weekend.
All helped. That's a reason
Really
that
did.
it did not cause as much trouble as it. I mean, there were like 10, 12-foot drifts of snow back there.
And this was in the top 5 in some areas in terms of biggest storms ever?
Absolutely. Well, they had, there was one, he named it, someplace in Connecticut had 40 inches, but
wow.
Over 2 feet of snow was very, very common. And then they had winds. I saw a lot of stations that gusted in the 70, 80 mile per hour range. So you end up with these gigantic snow drifts that were, blocking. Well, there's a great shot, which is on our King5.com Facebook page that Lisa Van Cise put on there. Somebody apparently had a drift up against their front door, and they opened it up, and they carved out a refrigerator where they had their bottles of beer and their wine and stuff all sitting there with the door open, and they were taking advantage of the storm.
Making lemonade out of lemons.
Great sense of humor.
I guess,
Snowed in, but not depressed. So no worries about snow around here. Even up in the mountains, no worries about snow around the area. Taking a look outside this morning, we are looking for just a few scattered showers around to begin the day. You can see, looking at our First Creek Middle School camera there in Tacoma, not much going on. They've seen a few scattered light showers here and there, but again, those are not amounting to a whole heck of a lot. Take a look at some of our school net temperatures. They're mostly in the mid-30s, the low 40s to start off the day around Western Washington, and we're going to be running pretty close to normal for our temperatures here for the next few days. Satellite image does show a large area of high pressure off the coast. Not quite strong enough, though, to keep the storms out of here. They're moving over the top of it, just brushing by. The one today is really not very well organized, mostly just clouds out of it. Maybe a couple of areas of showers or some spotty drizzle around. Next system has a little bit more organization to it, so we'll see a better chance of showers tomorrow and on Wednesday. And then this high moves closer to us. We head towards later in the week, and that's going to give us a little bit more sunshine and drier weather, at least to wrap up the week, if not through the weekend. Forecast for noontime today, mostly cloudy skies, just a few showers around mid-40s, and at 5 o'clock this afternoon, mostly cloudy. A couple of showers here and there. There might even be a stray sunbreak mixed in, and temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Checking the mountain passes, no problems up there, no restrictions for any of the passes. Basically just some clouds and fog and bare and wet pavement. Mountain forecast does call for some light rain or snow showers around today. That snow level up near 4,000 feet, and afternoon pass temperatures mostly in the mid-30s. Checking the extended forecast for tomorrow, look for a lot of of showers around and a little breezy in the afternoon, mid to upper 40s. Showery on Wednesday as well. But then as we hit Thursday, look for decreasing showers. We'll be looking for temperatures up around 50 degrees with some afternoon clearing. Friday's looking pretty good. Some areas of morning clouds and fog, otherwise partly sunny skies. Temperatures around 50 degrees. Steady rain early Saturday, turning to showers, and then showers and sun breaks on Sunday. And those high temperatures running mostly in the upper 40s and low 50s over the weekend, which is exactly where our normals are for this time of the year. Get a check on that traffic. Tracy Taylor watching roads, which are, well, wet in some spots, dry in others. But boy, nothing extreme out there.
Yeah, no, not yet this morning. We've had a couple of problems that have really kind of slowed us down, especially if you're traveling out of Federal Way. That northbound 5 drive is getting a little bit heavier as we work our way heading up and towards 272nd from earlier problems. Now a new problem's popped up. Dot cams will take you out to southbound 405. We're jammed here at 522. Why? Because, well, we had an earlier issue near 160th this morning. That's why we're down to about 52 miles an hour on southbound I-5 near 522. And our drive on southbound I-5 in itself has filled in from just after the county line. Let's get you out to the dot cams here at southbound 405 at 160th. This is where that crash is. So it's off to the side of that ramp there. So it is a distraction for drivers. That's why you're jammed at 522. So give yourself at least 7 extra minutes this morning if you have to travel out of Canyon Park. Let's take a closer look at our drive on southbound I-5 as the county lines really started to fill in towards about 195th and 175th this morning. Sky King is over Bellevue, showing you the drive this morning where the commute is not looking too terribly bad in both directions of 405. Let's get right back to drive times and jam factors. We're picking up to 34 minutes from Everett to Seattle with the 3, 16 from South Center to Bellevue with the 2, and a 21-minute drive on 520 to Redmond. Guys, back to you.
All right, Trace, thanks.
6:23 is the time right now. Looking for love this Valentine's Day?
You know, a lot of people turn to the internet these days, but how can you better your chances of finding the one? Christy Johnson's going to join us after the break.
Good morning. I'm Teresa Yuan live here in Seattle. We are learning about some new training all Seattle firefighters are undergoing. Coming up, how hybrid cars are the driving force behind this new protocol.
6:24 the time. A live look at the Seattle waterfront on a Monday. Be right back with much more news. Don't go away.
It is 6:26. You know, roughly 10% of the U.S. population visits dating sites every month.
In today's edition of Made with Love, we are learning the secrets of success for online dating. King 5's Christy Johnson live in Belltown with more on how to write an eye-catching profile. Christy, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you guys. That's right. We're live at Uptown Espresso, where many of the 30 million people at any given time in the U.S. that are on dating sites would be checking out their profiles, seeing who's emailed them. And this morning we're hanging out with Kate Bergstrom. She's been online dating for a long time. You've dated over 100 guys from online dating. So you're somewhat of an expert, I would say.
Veteran,
you're
yes.
a veteran. And today we're going to work on making a great profile because a lot of people exaggerate, they lie, they put pictures from 20 years ago, 50 pounds ago. So you want to be honest, but you want to make it eye-catching.
Right.
Okay, so here's the deal. Check this out. Let's throw this up on the screen right now. This is a profile we found. The guy is about mid to late 30s, and this is what he wrote. He said, "Thanks for reading. I will make this short and sweet. I am fit. I like to be sarcastic in a fun way. Laughing is important. I cook. I play music. I like to entertain. If I barbecue, get your taste buds ready. I want a relationship eventually, but I move slow. For now, I want a fun person to get to know. But you should be serious about work, or at least your aspirations." Okay, then. Love how he ends it with, okay, then. Okay, then what?
Yes.
So how would you change that?
Oh, where to start?
Yeah.
So I always
Punctuation and
say
grammar?
yes. Well, first of all, yes, use proper punctuation and grammar. And I say you should never write a book, but this is
Too short.
so incredibly brief that you can't really get to know him. Or
Yeah, you know nothing about him
at
other than
all.
like he likes to cook and eat barbecue. But you say change it to an active voice. So many people out there aren't professional writers. They don't know how to do that. So give us some examples.
My biggest tip for writing a good profile, instead of saying, you know, I like to, or I want you to laugh, say, I hope that we can sit together and laugh at The Daily Show.
Yeah.
Or instead of, I like to entertain and barbecue, say, my favorite way to spend an afternoon is have my friends over and make them some of my favorite
My
ribs
famous
on the
ribs.
barbecue. Yes, so like just flesh it out a little bit and tell them a little bit more about yourself.
And make it in an active voice.
In an active voice.
Okay, so instead of saying, I really like to go to restaurants, which of course everybody eats, you want to say, hey, you know, I want to find someone who can find the best Manhattan in Seattle with me. Let's check out the,
That's a direct line from my profile. Yes.
There you go.
I want you to introduce me to your favorite bartender and show me where your favorite place is to get a great Manhattan, or the best fish and chips in the city, or something that
gives a little bit more detail.
Yes.
Okay, here's the deal. Coming up at 7:30 on Kong, we're going to talk about her top 6 tips. She's giving a talk on February 20th at Ignite Seattle Town Hall. Her website's linked up at king5.com. Email me, Facebook me, tweet me your stories about online dating. I'd love to know. So Mark and Joyce, coming up next hour, we're going to have lots more tips, but write in an active voice and let people know a little bit more about you.
Some good tips. Christy, we'll see you
Biggest
next hour. Thank you. 6:29 is the time right now. Coming up, why you could soon pay more to cross the Tacoma Narrows Bridge.
And we're following breaking news. The announcement this morning that Pope Benedict XVI is resigning, stepping down. First time we've seen that happen in some 600 years. We'll have the latest from the Vatican this morning on why he's leaving the post. That's ahead.
I'm Natasha.
Number 1 in the mornings, King 5 News starts now.
Good morning, 6:32 is the time right now. Thanks for joining us on a Monday morning. I'm Mark Wright.
I'm Joyce Taylor. Great to have you here on a Monday. Well, we're already seeing some traffic build up on the road, so let's check in. Tracy T all over it this morning.
It's been an interesting Monday morning. A couple of earlier problems that had happened at a Federal Way left a nice little lineup from just after 320th. And, well, the best way to get around that is either 167 or Military Road. Problem, though, for drivers is where Sky King is. They are over northbound 405. Look how jammed you are this morning, getting past the Maple Valley Highway and continuing in towards the Newcastle. So a slower drive there. Lake Washington Boulevard is definitely your friend. Dot cams will take you out to the Damson Road on southbound 405. That's where the backup starts because of this incident at 160th. That's off to the side of that off ramp. We'll get you drive times and jam factors coming up in less than 10 minutes. But Rich, it's not too terribly bad for a Monday morning out there.
Now, we're in pretty good shape around Western Washington. We have seen some areas of showers scattered around here and there. We are going to be looking for those to be with us through the day today. Doppler radar has moved. There we go. It moved ahead on me on its own. It apparently has in mind to go do something else right now. We do have a few showers just off the coast and over the interior, not many. It's a very weak system that's moving through today, so mostly it's just going to be producing clouds and maybe a stray shower out there or some spotty drizzle, but that's about all. Temperatures this morning around Western Washington running mostly upper 30s and low 40s, and just look for that slight chance of a shower through the day. Otherwise, just mostly cloudy skies. High temperatures today in the mid to upper 40s. Will be a little bit wetter as we head towards midweek, but some hope for later on in the week. We'll have that forecast coming up.
All right, Rich, thank you. 6:34 is the time right now. Breaking news: for the first time in 600 years, a sitting pope is resigning. Pope Benedict XVI made the surprise announcement in Latin during a meeting of Vatican cardinals this morning. There's video of the announcement being made. The 85-year-old plans to resign at the end of this month. The Pope cited health reasons for his decision. That now sets the stage for a conclave to elect a new pope before the end of March.
New this morning, investigators have just left the scene of a suspicious commercial fire in Tacoma. Firefighters are still working very hard there. A vacant building caught fire at the corner of Pacific Avenue and South Tacoma Way overnight, and that's where we find King 5's Natasha Ryan with the latest. And they're calling this suspicious, aren't they, Natasha?
They are, yes. And there are firefighters still on the scene, but I want to show you what they're doing. They're actually getting that ash out of the way, and you can see that piece of plywood. They need to be able to secure this building before they can leave. Investigators just left the scene within the past 10 minutes. That door is where the fire actually begun. They do believe this is suspicious, and an eyewitness puts a man with a gas can leaving this scene, walking away from that area. And we've learned new this hour that there is evidence of squatters inside that building. Now, it took them about an hour to get this fire out, but they've been maintaining the hot spots and everything's okay right now. This was a kitchen and bath place, but no concerning chemicals inside. However, it wasn't extremely easy to fight. Listen to why.
It was difficult. It's a large building. There was a lot of smoke inside the building, and it seems to be kind of partitioned or sectioned up. And so for firefighters to go in and make sure we can get all the smoke out, that can cause a problem. So we had to open up some big roll-up doors on the far side and to try to get the smoke out.
And where you're seeing them hammer that plywood, most of the damage was contained to that doorway. As she said, heavy smoke inside, but that is where most of the damage was. So now they will try to find that man that an eyewitness says was walking away from the scene. Again, the fire is out here, and we'll keep you up to date with the latest information. Reporting live in Tacoma, Natasha Ryan, King 5 News.
Natasha, thanks very much. 6:37 is the time right now. The Vice President, Joe Biden, heads to Philly today for more talks on gun safety. The Vice President is holding a roundtable discussion with law enforcement officials. They will be joined by several members of Congress.
State transportation officials, they're considering another toll increase on the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. The News Tribune reporting the reason is due to a drop in emergency funds since the bridge opened in 2007. State officials say fewer cars than originally projected are crossing the bridge because of our weak economy. If approved, it would be the second consecutive year for a toll hike.
6:37 the time right now. New training for all Seattle firefighters. We just got a firsthand look at the new way fire crews are handling car fires and accidents because of more hybrid and electric cars on the roads. It's a different game. King 5's Teresa Ewan live in Seattle, where firefighters walked her through their brand new training.
Good morning to you, Mark. That's right. Well, the Seattle Fire Department wanted to address a lot of questions that firefighters had and concerns like would they be electrocuted if they came up on a high voltage car or if the battery would explode during a fire. And they've learned the answer is no, but the Seattle Fire Department want to address some serious safety issues.
So the biggest hazard that we face is the silent running hazard, where the car is on and it's ready to go forward or backwards, but it's emitting no sound.
Well, check this out. We attached a camera on a firefighter under the new steps. Firefighters are now going to approach every car in an accident, like it's a hybrid or an electric car. They're going to come in through the side, shut the power off, and then put down these wheel blocks so the car doesn't roll. They're also getting trained on two other hazards. When an electric car is submerged in water, and these high-intensity headlights, if the bulb breaks, a firefighter could get hurt.
25,000 volts at a very, very low amperage, but it's basically a taser. So if we leaned against it, we could get tased.
And so far, more than 1,000 firefighters have been trained on these new safety protocols. And coming up in our next hour on Kong, why the department says this type of training is their top priority. For now, reporting live in Seattle, I'm Teresa Ewan, King 5 News.
All right, thanks so much, Teresa. Well, Seattle rapper Macklemore's hit song Thrift Shop has gone to the dogs.
I'm sniffing all around my new home. This is rocking awesome. Now
Thrift Shop, it's taken the music world by storm, as you know, but this new cover by Barklemore puts a new spin on it. This version of the song is called Pet Shop. It uses Macklemore's catchy tune, of course, to promote pet adoptions, which is awesome.
I love it. It's roughing awesome.
That's sweet.
6:39. Hey, Rich, what's going on outside?
Actually, it's not a dog of a weather day.
Very good.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, but we're here all week. We are, that's true. Let's take a look outside right now. We do have pretty quiet morning by and large, and as you head out the door, will be some light showers, a little bit of drizzle out there. Temperatures starting off mostly in the mid to upper 30s to the low 40s to begin with. And you can see on the Doppler radar, not really a whole lot going on out there, just a few scattered showers. Temperatures right now running mostly in the mid 30s to the low 40s. It's been cooling a little bit. Some spots mostly 20s east of the Cascades. Checking our Doppler radar again, you can see if I get a little bit closer to the areas that are seeing that those showers out along the coast. And right now it looks like up there roughly from around Seattle northward, seeing just a couple showers. And again, they're very light and just some spotty drizzle in a lot of cases. Commuter forecast, how the weather's going to affect your drive here in the next couple of hours. We just have the light showers and drizzle around with some wet roads and a little bit patchy light fog out there. And if you headed over the passes, no restrictions at all this morning. They're basically just bare and wet. Our forecast for today calls for just a continuation of what we have right now. Mostly cloudy, just a couple showers, a little bit of drizzle. Wetter tomorrow, more showers around, a little breezy in the afternoon. Quite a few showers on Wednesday. High temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Things will be improving a bit before the end of the week. We'll take a look at that forecast in just a couple minutes. Right now, let's get a check on traffic. Tracy Taylor's watching the results of the weather out there on the road.
Well, yeah, we're definitely seeing problems for drivers coming down from Federal Way. So I've got 3 different hot spots right now that are working, and they're actively working because of earlier issues. Let's get right out to maps because the drive is definitely filled in from just after 320th all the way towards State Route 516. We're down to 34 miles an hour here at the 516 interchange. A 20-minute drive from Auburn to Renton. It's a 4 on our jam factor scale. Why is that back up there? Because of this guy. Northbound 5 right at South Center, 144th, kind of in that inner urban area this morning. You've got a stalled out box truck. He's a little bit of a distraction for drivers. Also looking at South Center because that's where Sky King is this morning. And they're going to show you the drive. Yeah, it's definitely filling in from northbound 5 out of the Kent Des Moines interchange. All right, well, let's get right out though and show you our second hot spot, southbound 5 coming down from Alderwood in towards Shoreline, southbound 405 as we struggle out of Canyon Park past 160th this morning. Here's your backup, Damson Road. Why? Because, well, no, not there. At 160th. Eventually I'll get there. There we go. There's our dot cam. Southbound on 405, 160th, that earlier crashes off to that side of the off-ramp. So there's the bigger picture and showing you the lineup right behind it. And jam factors at a 5 at 28 minutes from Linwood to Seattle, 42 from Federal Way to Bellevue, with a 6 and a 12-minute drive across the West Seattle Bridge. Traffic buddies, yay! All right, they are from our traffic buddies. There they are from Port Orchard. They're dedicated 5th and 6th grade students at Orchard Heights Elementary School. They're some of the best school leaders. The 2 teams, Team Blue and Team White, make up their safety patrol, and the Orchard Heights mascot is the Shark. And around the neighborhood, they are the Shark Patrol. Their student-centered program allows every member to take an active role as either a captain or a lieutenant. And when it comes to safety, the Shark Patrol is on the job. Thank you, Orchard Heights, for being Tracy's traffic buddies. See their pictures and many more at our King 5 Morning News Facebook page. Guys, back to you.
Good looking bunch
from
Orchard Heights. Trace, thanks very much. 6:43 the time. Did you see it? Carrie Underwood's dress, also Justin Timberlake's performance to the Head and the Heart's big win. Some great moments last night at the Grammy Awards.
Oh, it was awesome. We'll have that coming up, a recap of what everybody's talking about ahead on King 5 Morning News. It's 6:43.
Up to the minute you're up. King 5 Morning News, #1 in Western Washington. King 5 News with Joyce Taylor, Mark Wright, Rich Marriott First Alert Weather, and Tracy Taylor Traffic. #1 in Western Washington, King 5 Morning News.
Welcome back at 6:46. A tornado touched down in southern Mississippi, and within seconds, it caused widespread damage.
Someone captured the twister on camera. King 5's Mimi Jung live in the newsroom with a look at the damage this morning. And Mimi, the timing of this was pretty fortunate, wasn't it?
It was. It happened on a Sunday about 5 o'clock, so fortunately not a ton of people in businesses during the weekend. The damage did, however, stretch across several counties in Mississippi, and at least 16 people are injured. Here's a look at some of the video that was taken by someone driving along the road. One man was working at a hotel. He heard what he thought sounded like a freight train.
This is exactly like walking out of the house after Katrina. It's the exact same scene. The trees are laying on everything, and, you know, a lot of projects to do.
Okay, that you just heard from a man who is a teacher at the University of Mississippi. There were several buildings on campus damaged at the University of Southern Mississippi, and fortunately no one was hurt on campus. However, as I mentioned, there are several injuries that stretch across several counties. The campus at the University of Southern Mississippi has been declared an state of emergency, so no one is allowed there until further notice. And the mayor of Hattiesburg says crews from other cities are now assisting in the cleanup effort. He says, fortunately, there were no fatalities. That is the very latest. Mark and Joyce, back to you.
Mimi, thank you.
Let's get to Rich. Our weather's so calm and has been, but this is normal, isn't it?
Actually, it is very normal weather, as a matter of fact. A little on the boring side, but that's quite all right. We don't need any excitement. We do have cloudy skies, a little bit of drizzle or some light showers around this morning, about all we can muster out there. Out at SeaTac right now, cloudy skies, and we did have a pretty good backup on the departure deck. That has cleared out now, as it often does. We approach the 7 o'clock hour. Checking the Doppler radar, not a great deal to show you. There's a few showers off the coast, and coming into the interior, you can see we do have a few showers around. little bit of spotty drizzle around, and probably some of it is a little too light and low to even be picked up by the radar, but not a whole lot out there, probably just interval wiper type material that you're going to be dealing with. Checking the view from our SchoolNet site there at Avani High School in Olympia, we have cloudy skies and occasional shower moving through there. And temperatures this morning actually pretty mild. As you head out to the bus stop, mostly cloudy, the few scattered showers around. Temperatures mostly mid-30s to low 40s right now. Lunchtime, mostly cloudy, a chance of a shower. Temperatures mid-40s. And as the kids are heading home at 3 o'clock, we'll be near our highs for the day in the mid to upper 40s with mostly cloudy skies and maybe a stray shower around. You might see a stray sunbreak mixed in there as well, but all in all, a pretty quiet weather day. Take a look at our Futurecast computer model output. You can see at noontime today that forecast radar showing quite a few showers out along the coast, but only a few over the interior, and then those pick up a little bit overnight tonight. You can see as we head towards Tuesday morning, seeing a more organized system move in. That's going to give us a better chance of showers tomorrow. Could turn it a little breezy tomorrow afternoon as well, so definitely a little bit more there. And then another system just off the coast tomorrow afternoon. That will be moving in for more showers on Wednesday, but then things improve as we head towards later in the week. Forecast for today then, mostly cloudy, just a few showers around mid to upper 40s. Tomorrow, more showers, breezy in the afternoon, and then Wednesday, look for showers and basically a mostly cloudy day, mid to upper 40s. Those showers decrease with some clearing on Thursday. Friday looks like our best shot at some dry weather with some morning clouds and fog, then partly sunny, but clouds move in pretty quickly later in the day. Steady rain turns to showers Saturday, off and on showers and sunbreak Sunday, and highs later in the week and over the weekend, warming up a little bit, upper 40s and low 50s, a little bit closer to normal. Get a check on traffic. Tracy Taylor watching those roads. You know, Tracy, I've noticed on some of our cameras that we're starting to see a little bit of light out there already. Sunrise now at about 7:20. Spring's getting closer.
And this is a good thing. This is a really good thing. I like that. I don't like telling you about accidents. Just got the latest tweet from the Kitsap Fire talking about this crash at State Route 104 at Port Gamble Road. That is reported to be blocking a lane out there this morning. As we take you out to Federal Way, this is one of our hot spots, and now a new problem has popped up for drivers, making a pretty big mess out of things. Okay, so our drive is at 30 miles an hour from Highway 18 heading into Kent. It's because we've got a sizable lineup here at 212, and it's working its way now up towards about 180th, because just before 180th, there's a crash off to the right side that's a distraction. This is why West Valley Highway is a really good alternate route to get past some of these lineups for drivers on northbound 167. If you got your good to go pass, you can use that this morning and bypass everything getting up towards 405. Another big hot spot is for drivers southbound 405, jammed now from Alderwood down past 522 this morning. How about we take you out here to 160th? This crash that's now been moved off to the side of that off ramp is what caused this huge lineup for drivers this morning. So give yourself at least 7 extra minutes as you head out the door. We're at 49 minutes from Everett to Bellevue with a 7 on our jam factor scale. 7 as well from Federal Way to Seattle at 45 minutes. And a 22-minute drive from Redmond on 520. Guys, back to you.
All right, Tracy, thank you.
And the Grammy goes to Fun!
Time for this morning's Quick Hits. Many artists went home with honors for the music industry's big night last night. The Grammy Awards, the band Fun walked away with 2 Grammys. For Song of the Year, We Are Young, and for Best New Artist, Mumford & Sons took home Album of the Year for Babel. Record of the Year went to Gautier and Kimbra for Somebody That I Used to Know.
And people read the memo, for the most part.
About appropriate dress?
About covering up. And then some didn't. All righty, it's 6:52. Still ahead, a check of your top stories. And that includes a breaking news that we're following in Tacoma of an overnight shooting.
Also, the search for a man accused of trying to abduct a woman in North Seattle.
Good morning, I'm Roberta Romero. More than 1 billion Catholics will soon be without a leader. Pope Benedict XVI stuns the world by announcing his resignation. I'll tell you why. Coming up in the live report. It's 6:55. I'm Roberta Romero. Catholics around the world, including the more than 600,000 right here in Washington State, reeling after Pope Benedict XVI announces he will resign by the end of this month. Pope Benedict made the stunning announcement in Latin during a routine meeting with cardinals this morning. Pope Benedict says he is leaving because of his advanced age and diminished strength. A group of cardinals will choose his successor by the end of March. Reporting live in Seattle, Roberta Romero, King 5 News.
Looking at a crash here at State Route 104 at Port Gamble Road, reported to be blocking a lane. A crash that's off to the right northbound on the Valley Freeway as you work your way just after 212. A crash on southbound 405 at 160th, the off-ramp there that's caused a lineup, and a jam-up continues southbound 5 at 44th and Linwood. Jam factor at a 7 from Everett to Seattle at 45 minutes. Auburn to Renton at 22 with a 5. And we're pretty reasonable on northbound 405 from South Center to Bellevue at a 25-minute drive and a 5 on our jam factor scale.
And as you head out this morning on the Doppler radar, you're going to see a few scattered showers around out along the coast. You can see some over the interior western Washington, but really not all that many showers around. They are pretty light what is coming down. We'll be looking for those to stick with us through the day today. There might be a stray sunbreak this afternoon, but not very many. Mid to upper 40s. More showers for tomorrow, a little breezy in the afternoon. We'll look for more showers on Wednesday. Mid to upper 40s all the way through midweek. But then Thursday, decreasing showers with some clearing. Morning clouds and fog, some afternoon sun Friday. Steady rain turned to showers Saturday and more showers Sunday. High temperatures upper 40s and low 50s. Pretty consistent and not too spectacular weather pattern.
As you say, rinse and repeat.
It is that.
All right, thanks, Rich. King 5 Morning News continues in just 2 minutes.
We hope you'll switch with us to King 5 News on Kong 6 and 16. We're going there right now. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Take care.